Greetings, everyone. My name is Dr. Ife Akinseye Damon, and I am the founder of the Community-Based Education Movement. The focus of community-based education is bringing the community and the classroom together. And what that can look like is students going out into the community and engaging with community members to explore academic skills and how they're related to what people do in the real world, but also it can be about community partners coming into the school and engaging with students around community-based education projects. And so our signature program is the Community Advocacy Project. And with that project, students have an opportunity to learn about and improve their communities using their academic skills, 21st century skills, and 3rd-Millennium skills. So just a little bit more about this project. What students have to first do is identify an issue that negatively impacts their communities. And when I say communities, that can be their local neighborhood community, but it can also be as small as their school community, a sports team community, a club community, but it can also expand out into their city, their state, their nation, and of course, the community that we're all a part of, the global community. So once they identify an issue that negatively impacts one of these communities, they then have to conduct research on the issue. And so they have to collect quantitative data and qualitative data from both primary and secondary sources. And so with our curriculum, the students learn how to create surveys and interviews and then disseminate those in the community so that they are authentic researchers of the issue and learning about it, not just from online research or secondary sources, but directly from the horse's mouth, directly from people who are either impacted by the issue or people who are taking action to move the needle towards change. And so once they've collected this data around their issue and how it impacts the specific community that they're focused on, then they have to come up with a plan of action. And once they come up with that plan of action, they have to implement that plan of action. So this is about students taking action, using their academic skills to improve their communities. Once they take that action, then students who have completed the project are invited to participate in the Community Advocacy Expo that our nonprofit organization, the Global Academy for Community-Based Education, hosts annually. And so the students at the expo, they get to share their research, their action-based research with the community, but then they also, and they have to make a call to action for the community. So they have to invite the community to support them in furthering their cause. A lot of students in the past have found that in their research, a lack of knowledge is a main cause, a root cause to their issue. And so they've decided to create public service announcements, and they post those on their social media and share it with people and ask others to share it as well. Some other actions that students have taken in the past is to collaborate with existing organizations in the community. So if they're, for example, if their issue was mental health, they're collaborating with mental health community-based organizations to help increase mental wellness. Other students have taken matters into their own hands. For example, if their focus is on pollution in their neighborhood, they have organized community cleanups or beach cleanups, and they'll gather other people to join them in that cause. And then some students have created petitions to submit to those who have the power to make change. So our politicians and other people who have, it can even be the principal of the school. And so it just depends on who has the power to make change. That's part of the research that students engage in. And then they're able to advocate for that change and galvanize other people to join them in that cause. So, and there are many other ways that students can. It really is about students being creative and thinking about how they can address this issue. And it's not that they have the expectation to solve world hunger, within a semester, but the key is for them to move the needle towards change. And so as you can see, community-based education is a very valuable approach that we really need to think about incorporating globally in our education systems. It's valuable because not only does it develop academic skills, but it also develops students' 21st century skills, as well as their 3rd-Millennium skills as they're developing their communities. So as you can see, it's a win-win-win-win all the way around. And I just want to talk a little bit about the 21st century skill and third millennium skill development. So 21st century skills development is a very popular idea here in the 21st century, where students focus on 21st century skills are all about skills that will help the individual to be successful in the workplace and as well as in colleges, at the college level, but ultimately in the workplace. These are the skills that employers state students are entering the workforce lacking. And so it is important for us to be very intentional about developing those 21st century skills. And just a few examples of 21st century skills are creativity, cooperation, collaboration, critical thinking, but there are so many more. Problem solving is another one. And so it's about being able to engage with people, being able to communicate effectively. These are tools that help set you up for success in the workplace. But in addition to focusing on 21st century skills, we're not only in the 21st century, we're also in the third millennium. And so what I like to also focus on, and what a term that I've created, is third millennium skills. These are skills that are not focused solely on the individual, but more focused on the collective. And so some of these skills that students need to focus on developing, and what we need to help our young people develop. Let me just pull up my notes. Some of those third millennium skills include unity consciousness. So it's about developing a mindset that understands that we are all one. Another skill is interconnectedness. So understanding that everyone and everything is connected, and that the things that we decide to do not only impact us, but impact others. Interdependence is about us having that vulnerability to rely on each other, to be able to give and receive in order to strengthen the whole. Compassion is about having patience and understanding that people may behave in certain ways, but there may be a reason. There's typically a reason why they do. So, think about the idea of hurt people hurt people. We need to be able to think about and embrace that there may be reasons why, and we don't just have to, condemn a person or decide that they're useless or horrible, but instead we can have compassion to say, hey, maybe this person needs help, and maybe I can help them to be able to, address their pain and be able to engage with people in a healthier way. Which also segues into the next one, which is embracing diversity. So not only is it important to accept that we're different, but it's also even more important to understand that we must be different, that we're all perfect for our purpose, and that we need to have differences in order to become more innovative and to move the needle. If we're all the same, then we're not going to see growth. And that's just the reality of it. And then the final one is sustainability. And so that's about taking actions that help you currently, but that also do not compromise future generations and being able to do what they need to do. So as you can see, developing third millennium skills is just as critical as developing 21st century skills. And the best way that we can develop these skills is by putting them into action. So some things that we can do with young people and with each other as adults, and support young people in doing, is connecting with like-minded people. So finding people who have similar visions, building your tribe, but then also with that group of collective like-minded people, finding people with other ideas and coming together. Also, I want to encourage you all to begin to think about what a harmonious world could look like in the year 3000. So yes, 3000 is, we have 1,000 years to get this third millennium, or I guess I should say we have 975 years since we're in 2024, but we have some time to be able to move towards what my ultimate vision is by the year 3000, we are global and harmonious. We're a harmonious globe where everyone gets to be themselves, but everyone is perfect for their purpose, and everyone is able to work together, being their authentic selves and being appreciated for being who they are and how they show up. So you also, I want to encourage you to take local action with the goal of making global impact. So it's about thinking globally, but acting locally. And then I just want to encourage all of the adults here, as you're engaging with young people and as we're continuing to harness these relationships, to think about supporting young people's development of these skills, these 21st century skills, these academic skills, and these third millennium skills by implementing community-based education into the Ethiopian system. All right, so I just want to say thank you for the time to talk on this topic, and I look forward to collaborating with you all in any way that we can to raise the collective. Thank you.